Copper Mountain, better known as Copper, is located just east of Vail Pass in Summit County, Colorado. It boasts a wide variety of terrain, from groomers to high alpine chutes. It has a fantastic freestyle area, putting it among the best in the state. Even so, there are better options in the area for both beginners and expert skiers. So what exactly is it like to experience all 2,538 acres of copper? Find out in today's video. Copper boasts a wide variety of terrain, with a wide variety of trails across all ability levels. It is split between 24% beginners, 26% intermediate, 32% advanced, and 8% extreme. Copper's footprint allows for natural separation between all ability levels. Generally speaking, terrain gets harder as you move further to the skier's right. Beginners will find Copper enjoyable. Copper has a dedicated learning area, which is completely isolated from other parts of the mountain. When beginners graduate from the specialized learning area, they can use the American Eagle lift to access a suite of trails. Some of these trails include Woodwinds and High Point. These trails are top to bottom and allow for great progression for beginners. Due to Copper's layout, beginners have separation between other ability levels. This provides relief for those looking to learn in a controlled environment. Intermediates will find a great selection of terrain. Most runs are top to bottom. Some enjoyable runs include Andy's Encore, Collage, and Main Vein. However, if intermediates want to access terrain on Copper's backside, the runs are much more limited. This area contains a lot more advanced and extremely advanced runs, which will be discussed later in this section. Intermediate terrain is off of every lift from East Village's Super B to American Flyer in Central Village. It is extremely lappable and fun to cruise down. Copper is home to a wide variety of advanced runs. Advanced runs are concentrated off the Super B, Sierra, and Union Peak lifts. On the backside, runs are on the Mountain Chief lift. There are a variety of different runs across all areas of the mountain. Shorter runs are moguls below the tree line. Some of these runs include CDL Trail number 20 and Mine Dump. Longer runs are attached to high alpine areas such as Bulls and Chutes. Some examples of this include Hudson's Cut and Cabin Chute. These runs can only be accessed by skiing down extreme terrain. Finally, there are advanced runs that are groomed, which is unique for a Rockies resort. The most famous of these is Rosie's Run, located on the lower mountain. This run is super fun to carve down and allows for some really wide open turns. Finally, we have to discuss the extreme terrain at Copper. Terrain of this type can be accessed off the Resolution, Mountain Chief, Storm King, and Three Bears lifts. The terrain here is overwhelmingly features steep bowls and chutes. Resolution and Spalding Bowl are accessible directly off the front side and provide some amazing views of the 10-mile range. These runs start up above the tree line before transitioning to tree-defined trails. On the backside, the Three Bears lift provides access to the most remote terrain at the resort. Until recently, this terrain was only accessible by snowcat, but the addition of a triple chair has made it easier to get to. The runs off these lifts are steep and can feature obstacles such as rocks and tree stumps. Coverage is thin, and you may get core shots if you're not careful. However, as much as the extreme runs are challenging, they are not as difficult as nearby competitors. Many competitors feature tighter chutes and runs which require jumps or straight lining, and this is simply not the case with the most extreme runs at Copper. Finally, we have to discuss the freestyle terrain at Copper. Copper collaborates with Woodward to bring some of the best parks in the state. There are multiple parks mainly concentrated in West Village. Parks are progression-oriented with larger features and larger parks going from skiers left to right. There is also a half-pipe in the center village that hosts competitions throughout the winter. Access is off the American Flyer Gondola. Freestyle terrain opens early with a hike to park mid-mountain before snow is piled to open the parks in West Village. Parks are successfully opened until the end of the season. Some parks remain open in the summer, albeit for very special lessons and reservations. Copper boasts modern lifts across frontside mountain areas. The front side of the resort is home to all three separate base areas, all with modern high-speed 6-person lifts. The East Village contains Super B, a high-speed six-pack that covers the entire vertical drop of the resort. It has an 8-minute long ride time and a good capacity to bring riders away from the base area. In Central Village, there are two unique lifts that provide access to Mid-Mountain. The first unique lift is the American Eagle Gondola, which features 6-seat chairs and gondola cars. This enables riders to download from the Mid-Mountain Lodge and provides protection from the elements. The other unique lift is American Eagle. This lift is a heated 6-person bubble lift and provides access to the beginner and freestyle areas of the resort. The lift is especially nice to ride on cold days as the bubble provides a nice shield from the outside elements. Besides the 3 high-speed 6-person lifts mentioned above, additional high-speed lifts provide capacity at Mid-Mountain. The 2 notable lifts in this category are the Accelerator and Timberline quads. These lifts provide access to short trails that are easily accessible. Besides all of the high-speed lifts mentioned above, the rest of Copper lifts are slow, fixed-grip lifts. Many of these lifts are old-fashioned, featuring minimum safety features. Some examples of these lifts included Mountain Chief or Alpine. Over the years, Copper has added safety bars to the Blackjack lift, making it much safer to ride on. The newest lift at Copper is the Three Bears lift, located at the face of Tucker Mountain. This lift was constructed to serve terrain that was previously only accessible by snowcat and provided a nice complement to Copper's lift setup. It is modern, featuring safety bars to prevent riders from falling out over the steep terrain. Finally, there is the infamous Storm King T-Bar lift, which rides to the highest point of the resort. This T-Bar is notorious for causing wipeouts due to difficulty of loading the lift. If you attempt this lift, know that you will only get 2 tries to load before you will be sent to the back of the line. Good luck and have fun. Copper is relatively easy to access due to its proximity to Interstate 70. Located right off of exit 195, Copper lies adjacent to State Route 91. For those looking to come up from the south, Fremont Pass remains plowed throughout the winter, making this route feasible. However, riders are subjected to travel through the Eisenhower Tunnel. Depending on the weather and traffic, travel along this corridor can vary widely. On busy days where traffic is heavy, metering occurs. This involves the tunnel limiting the total number of cars that are in it at any given time, primarily for safety concerns. This can make a transit of 20 minutes grow into many hours. Additionally, the tunnel's high elevation and location along the Continental Divide can make the drive dangerous. In the worst case, the tunnel is closed and you could be stuck on a side of the Continental Divide. The only alternative route is to go south on Hoosier Pass and travel back on US 285. This adds hundreds of miles to the journey and can turn a day trip into an overnight one. Finally, Copper is served by the Colorado Department of Transportation's Snow Sting service. For $20, you can put the stress from driving from Denver to the mountains behind you and enjoy a hassle-free day on the mountain. If you want a climate-friendly and hassle-free transportation option to the resort, this is for you. For those looking to drive up, parking is free in the Alpine and Far East lots. These lots are connected to the different base areas by a free shuttle. Although parking space is much more plentiful compared to other destinations nearby, on really busy days, Copper's free parking can fill up fast. Make sure to arrive early so you can claim a really good spot. Paid parking is available closer to the lift. However, it can range from $10 to $50 a day. Copper is accessible via the Icon Base and Icon Pass. On both passes, unlimited days are available. With the Icon Base Pass, there are selected blackout dates. On the Icon Pass, there are no blackouts. Season Pass and day lift tickets are available online and in person. Especially of note is the Play It Again Thursdays lift ticket, where Copper offers $99 lift tickets with a donation to a partner in charity. It is not certainly the cheapest, but there are definitely more expensive options out there. Copper has a normal operating season, akin to other resorts in Summit County. First Tier usually opens in mid-November, During the early season, snowmaking is used on the front side to open the beginners area and groomed intermediate runs. Tucker Mountain, Resolution Bowl, and Union Peak rely on natural snow accumulation to open. By mid-December, most runs on the front side are open. Union Peak is usually the first non-snowmaking area to open, followed by Resolution and Spalding Bowl. These areas are up at the end of December or at the beginning of January during the New Year's holiday season. Most terrain is open by the end of January and remains through the end of March. Copper's location and layout limits wind closures at the resort. Additionally, the lifts, especially on the front side, are 6-person high-speed chairs. Chairs are much more resilient than their 4-person and triple counterparts, ensuring that some areas remain stable during the windiest of days. As stated previously, the rest of Copper's lifts are slow, fixed-grip lifts. These lifts are much more susceptible to wind and do sometimes close down. However, it is nowhere near as bad as other nearby resorts. Wind closures in general at Copper are rare. Copper's diverse footprint limits wind closure. This in turn prevents wind holds and closures and ensures that some terrain can remain open even in the worst of conditions. Copper receives healthy accumulations of snow throughout the core season. The snow is dry and light and is consistent with other Colorado resorts. Due to the higher elevation, snow is preserved throughout the core season. However, this is very comparable with other Front Range resorts. Due to Copper's layout, below tree-line terrain remains protected from the elements. The tree acts as a natural snow fence and prevents snow from being blown off the runs. Snow is rarely windswept at tree-defined runs. The alpine areas of Copper tell a different story. Due to the lack of foliage, Copper's upper mountain can become icy and windswept. This is especially the case when there has been several days with no consistent snow. However, these situations are temporary as regular snowfall is common at Copper. Total accumulations are similar to other Front Range sports, especially those located in Summit County, such as Keystone and Breckenridge. Copper on average receives about 300 inches a year. Copper has a variety of accommodations, from reasonably priced to very expensive. Let's go through some of them. For those looking for a traditional hotel-style accommodation, several different hotels are available. Cheapest option is the Village Square, which opened up in 1982. This hotel features complimentary parking, hot tub, pool, and high-speed internet. It is located in Central Village, adjacent to the American Flyer Chondola. Other hotel accommodations include Fox Pine Inn, Telemark, and Bridgend. These hotels are all located in East, Center, and West Village, respectively. Next, let's take a look at the condominium accommodations. For a condo, there are so many options that it will be kind of difficult to cover in this video. Some options in this category include the hotels mentioned previously. In addition, there are more accommodation options available. Example of condo-only lodges include Taylor's Crossing and the Cirque. In general, condos rentals are larger and have more amenities than a hotel room. Many condos feature a full kitchen and outdoor patio seating. They also may include a larger fitness studio and gas grills for cooking food. Finally, we have to talk about the most extravagant accommodations at Copper. These are the townhomes. The townhomes are essentially small to medium-sized apartments. At Copper, these are located away from the slopes. However, they provide isolation from the other accommodation types mentioned above. The townhome rentals that are available are Beeler Place and The Woods. In addition to all accommodations mentioned above, the townhomes feature full-size decks to provide panoramic views of the surrounding 10-mile canyon and the resort itself. For those looking for off-site accommodations, nearby town of Silverthorne and Frisco are great options. These towns are connected by the Summit Stage bus and are on a 10-minute drive from the resort. Now it's time to use the skier score to rate Copper on 6 categories. Each category will be rated on a 1 to 5 scale. For comparisons of different ski resorts, use the spreadsheet link in the description. It will be updated periodically. If you want to see what each rating represents, look at the description located inside of the spreadsheet. For the terrain category, Copper gets a 4. For the lifts category, Copper gets a 4. For the access category, Copper gets a 4. For the operations, copper gets a 4. For the powder category, copper gets a 3. For the lodging and accommodations category, copper gets a 5. This adds up to a total score of 24 out of 30. Thank you to everyone for watching. Please consider supporting the channel by subscribing, and I hope you come back for future content. Goodbye!